Hey everybody, let's get started. Our topic today is how not to suck at social media. So I hope this topic doesn't confuse you. I'm really excited for it because it is something that I think is on a lot of our minds. Like, how do we figure out the code, crack the code, quote unquote, to social media, right? It changes so fast. Everyone's trying to figure out how they can grow their followers, how they can increase their reach, how they grow their business using platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, Twitter. Oh my God, the list goes on. So let's get serious here. Social media is a super powerful tool that all businesses and all brands should be leveraging immediately to reach customers and to boost sales, right? That's the whole goal. And the best part about social is that it truly has never been easier to get started growing your business using social media. I'm sure you can all agree, like the barriers to entry are super, super low. Yet, when you start growing a business on social media, when you start getting visible, a sense of overwhelm and resistance often creeps in when you're ready to go big and hit that live button. Maybe you're posting 5 times a week, but you're not getting any bites. You're not even having people see your content. It's like, is anybody even looking at what I'm spending so much time creating, right? I get people who come to me all the time saying, where do I even begin? Or what platform should I be on? What time should I post at? How can I ensure that my efforts aren't going to waste when it comes to using social media effectively? And then when they do start posting, they're like, my engagement is so low. Nobody comments on my posts. My story views aren't going up. My brand is not growing as quickly as I would like it to. So here's the thing. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story first, actually. So I've worked with some of Canada's largest health food brands in the past 5 years or so. And I've supported them in building their online strategy and really have learned firsthand what it takes to hit your first 10,000 followers on Instagram, what it takes to fill a private Facebook community with over 5,000 members, what it takes to share quality content that people actually care about. And so in that time period, I've seen how to build Facebook groups from 0 to 5,000, how to go from 0 to 10,000 on Instagram. Even in my own personal strategy, reaching over 7,000 people through IGTVs that I've posted, having over 400 people view a certain video that I've posted. So I've learned a few things about the ins and outs of what works and what frickin' doesn't work on social media. And a lot of people are posting shit that does not work and then wondering why their business is not growing. So in today's video, I want to share 5 tips for how to not suck at social media. How to not suck, because I don't want you to suck. So 5 tips. I'm going to rhyme these off pretty quickly. And then if you have questions, please let me know, because I would absolutely love to answer your questions, okay? All right, tip number 1, why you are sucking at social media is that you're speaking to everyone rather than defining a niche and speaking to someone, okay? Little hot tip, everyone is not your customer. Your message is not for the world. It is for a small subset of people who care. If you're trying to speak to everybody, you're speaking to nobody. So who is that small niche of people who actually want to hear your message that you can talk to? Because again, like starting your Instagram stories, starting your blog posts with, hey, everyone, who are you even talking to? Saying, hey, everyone is like putting a blanket statement over the world saying, this message is for everybody and anyone. And then nobody reads it because they don't know it's for them. Rather than saying something like, Hey mamas, have you ever considered starting a business now that you're at home, but you don't know where to begin? Like that actually might call in some people to look at the content, but just saying, hey, everyone is too general. Creating content for everyone is too general. So focus down, understand who you serve, what your niche is, go 3 levels deep. Say, I serve moms who are on maternity leave who want to start a business. That's 3 levels. I serve moms who are on maternity leave who want to start a business. 3 levels deep. Maybe it's I serve children who have food allergies and are exhibiting skin symptoms like eczema, psoriasis. 3 levels deep. So what's your 3 levels statement? So how to not suck at social media, this first tip is don't speak to everybody. Jump on your Instagram stories and talk to the people who you serve best, okay? Your content is not for everybody, and that's a good thing. Okay, tip number 2. Tip number 2 is that your content is not good enough if it's not gaining traction. So that's not really a tip, it's a statement. So this video is how not to suck at social. How to not suck is make better content. So if nobody is engaging with your content, it's actually because your content probably isn't good enough, because everybody's sharing content on social media these days. So if your content is the same as everybody else's, why should they care? So I want you to ask yourself a question. Does your content educate, inspire, or entertain? So choose one of those. Do you inspire, entertain, or educate? And do you feel like you either inspire, entertain, or educate better than the average person? And if the answer is no, then of course nobody's paying attention to your content, because there are a lot of people who are inspiring on Instagram. There are a lot of people who are entertaining, and there are a lot of people who are educating really, really well. What one are you? What does your business satisfy? And do you feel like you're doing that better than the average person? If not, if you're doing all 3, then maybe try to just really focus on one. I know that for me, my content is meant to inspire. Inspire, that's it. I try to show bits of my life, things that I'm doing that might push another person to go chase their dreams, etc. So to make your content amazing, make sure it inspires, educates, or entertains better than the average person in your industry and beyond. Okay, how to not suck at social media. Tip number 3. You need to change your strategy if it's not working. So for many of you, you haven't changed or revised your strategy in way too long. You've been doing the same thing over and over. Your feed has looked the same for months and months. It's not getting traction, yet you haven't changed it yet. It's time to get experimental. Be a scientist with your own feed. I changed the look of my feed many times with all the clients I used to work with. We were constantly experimenting because, if it's not taking off, it's because it's not working. Yes, there is a waiting period to test it, to see what works, to see what doesn't. But if something's not working, please don't keep doing it. If feed photos are not working, yet Instagram stories are, double down on the stories. Find what works, keep changing it up until you do. So how to not suck at social media is don't assume your strategy is the winning strategy. Always change it up. Get inspired, make changes. How to not suck at social number 4 is to be different. This is one of the most important things I can share with you. That if you're doing it like everybody else, hi Tara, hi Zoe, hi Haley, Krista, welcome, Olive Photo. So good to have you all on. So stand out and be different. This is something I really try to guide all of my clients and students to think about. It's not something that comes easy necessarily, but You need to do something different. Do not scroll Instagram and creep on everyone else in your industry and then assume that that's what you have to do. If everyone else is posting photos of their kale salad every day and you think that's what you have to do. If you think because everyone else is posting photos of, I don't know, like their quotes every day, like we don't need another insert public figure here. We don't need any more of them. We need you to be more of you. We need you to self-express and show us who you really are. I'm so bored with Instagram lately because everyone seems to be trying to just like copycat one another and like mimic what they think is working. But like the only people I really want to follow or track their content is people who have something different to say, something unique, something that's edgy, right? Something that feels bold, something that feels different. Okay, so don't just try to be better than the average coach in your industry, the average consultant, the average freelancer. Be different. Know what makes you different. Like really understand your quirks. Like if you love dancing at the gym, film yourself dancing at the gym. If you love talking about like really nerdy science, talk about nerdy science. Like do it differently. That's the best way I can describe it. There's always a story that I share. It was from a book I read called Talk Triggers, really good book. And they share the story of Skip's Kitchen. And it's a burger joint that opened in California. Like how many burger joints are open in California, right? But they, instead of thinking like we're going to have a better burger than, you know, the average burger shop down the road, which really are you going to? They decided to do something totally different, which was to give every customer the chance to draw a card from a deck of cards. They would draw the card, and if you drew an ace, like confetti would pour out and you got your entire meal for free, and all the employees would clap for you, and people would like pull out their Instagram and start giving social media coverage. And that was so different for a burger shop to include an experience that all of a sudden that made Skip's Kitchen really successful. So they decided, let's not just do an average service, over the counter service experience. Let's do something different. Maybe you wear something different on Instagram. Like maybe you wear a pink fuzzy hat every time you do a video. That's different, right? That's not being like everybody else. You need to figure out what makes you different, or else your social media probably will suck. I'm sorry if this is coming across too aggressive, but like I woke up with a fire, and I'm going to share that with you. So, and ask questions, guys. Like I'm here to answer questions about social. Today's topic is how not to suck at social media. So if you have anything in the realm of social, Facebook, Instagram, those are the questions that I'll answer today. So if your question is more about sales or customer experience, DM me privately, but anything related to social media, I would love to hear from you. I'm going to check over on Facebook if any questions have come in. Tiffany says, thanks for the good tip. This is fun. Oops. Okay. Let's keep going with tip number 5. I don't see any questions that have come in yet, but thank you, Tiffany, for that positive reinforcement. Tip number 5 of why you suck at social media. And again, I don't mean that like this is just me trying to use some fun lingo in the title of this video. But number 5 is that you are dabbling and you're only posting when you want to post. So the thing with social is that it takes time, is that consistency and frequency breed trust. So think about that statement. Consistency and frequency breed trust. So if you want your consumers or your dream clients to trust you and to really start to deepen their relationship with you, then please show up consistently. Dabbling is not a good way to accelerate your growth on social. Tara, yes, it will become a post. It'll live on my social media feed. So thank you for that. So consistency and frequency breed trust. Don't dabble, choose to post 4 times a week, post awesome freaking content and show up for it. Even if that means filming an IG video for 5 minutes and then just forwarding that to your Instagram feed or whatever you need to do to not dabble. Don't just show up when you want to show up. Share like things about your life that might be interesting to one other human being. It's not always about posting content that's exactly related to your business or your brand. Sometimes it's just showing up and being real and making a true connection with another human being, right? We sell based on storytelling, based on someone feeling connected to our business. We don't sell because we just have a pretty website or we just have the perfect curated Instagram feed. I think humans connect with humans. So be a person, be real, be empathetic, be honest, be yourself above anything else, right? So I'd love to know, what has been your biggest struggle with growing your social media or just with social in general? I would love to answer some questions now before I log off. Who else is watching? Hi, Lauren. Lauren is on the TLC group. Awesome. So what struggles do you have with social media? This is something we cover pretty in depth in the Visionary Method. So if you are looking for an amazing community of people to meet up with once a week virtually, have business coaching in the realm of marketing, sales, getting visible, pricing your products, that's something that I would absolutely love to help you with. Our next class actually starts on Monday, June 29th. So please let me know. I'd be happy to share the details with you if you are looking for that accountability and support. Our coaching is not your average program. It is me showing up, guiding you, but also you immersed in a network of people who are in a similar spot as you, right? You're ready to make your first 50K in business. I'm going to put you with others who have that exact same drive, who have that same goal. So this is for people who are ready to take their idea and turn it into a profitable business. Okay, so I'm not seeing any questions come in. I hope this was helpful. The 5 ways to not suck on social media. Please reach out to me if you want to dive into any of those further. Send me a voice note through the Instagram DMs. I love hearing from you all. And you can find me at KelseyREIDL.com. And if you're joining summer school, make sure you reach out today. Oh, Pam, she says, for me has been consistency with content, not because I don't have it, but I'm busy and lack time because social media takes time. Okay, I'm going to give a very unpopular opinion on this. Pam, don't let it take time. Make it so easy that you can't avoid it. If you think a thought in your head, like, you have a podcast, Limitless Women podcast, I want you to share like one limitless woman a week and just ask her to write 3 fun facts about herself. Write a quote that might empower a limitless woman. Share about yourself and why you believe you are limitless or where your belief system comes from. And maybe share books written by limitless women as well. Don't overthink it. Simple. If a post takes you more than 5-10 minutes to write, scrap it. It's too much. I want you to be yourselves. Let's not make this so complicated, okay? I know that as we're finding our voice, it does take time, but you don't have time to spend 40 minutes coming up with a social media post. You've got to speak from the heart, really let it roll, right? You're welcome. And again, I know that's unpopular because I say like get moving because you can't waste so much time on social media. You have other shit going on in your business, in your life. Like you would say it to a friend, right? Like if I met Pam and I'm like, Pam is limitless, she runs a podcast, the post should be a picture of Pam and it should say, meet Pam. Pam runs a podcast called the Limitless Women Podcast. Here are 3 reasons why she started the show. 1, 2, 3. Connect with Pam over at Limitless Women Podcast and give her a shout out if you listen to the show. Done. Keep it simple. And if you need more help on that, let me know. I'd love to help you. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in today. I know that was short and punchy, but I hope you enjoyed it. I love talking to you. I love hanging out on here, chatting about all things marketing, social media, building out our most visionary life, and all that good stuff. So lots of love. Talk to you all